This is a quick tutorial about how to use my 2013 Oscar Pool spreadsheets to run your own Oscar pool. Notice right away here there's 6 different pool types being offered. They all have their unique flavor and they're all really fun. It's kind of from a lot of thought of, okay, what is the Oscars? There's 24 categories. They show every winner. Nobody gets ranked second, but how can we still get really creative and have a lot of fun with this? And that's sort of how these 6 different game modes came about. The basic mode is just your super simple pick a winner for each category. Each category is weighted based on how important it is. Best picture is the one at the very end. It's worth the most points. Documentary short, and on the other short films, not that important, only worth 1 point. But it's definitely fun to still pick a winner for those. And the confidence pool, it's very simple. It's been around forever. I'm sure you've played them before. You pick winners for all of them, you rank them in confidence, and then you win if you did well enough. If you do want to participate in a pool, you simply change the yes to a no on something, and then you're kind of in it to win it there. So the rank pool here, really awesome. I wanted a way to have it where instead of just picking one winner and if there's an upset then you get no points, what if you could rank all the nominees, and the more correct you were the more points you get. That way if there's some kind of crazy upset, maybe the third or fourth favorite thing in a topic wins, then you can see how you ranked it against your friends, and you can still gain or lose points because you're ranking all the nominees. So something unexpected happening doesn't just result in everybody getting 0 points. It results in points changing hands. And that's really cool to be able to have, each part of the award show matter like that. But yeah, so with rank all nominees, you just do this and you click a shit ton of things, and then eventually it'll tell you when you're complete with the topic for each one of them, and then you just complete all these. And then from there, wanted to get even deeper with what could be done. Took a salary cap mode. These things have been around forever too, but it's just real simple. The percentage odds here were determined. I just went to some odds place online, an online sports book. I think it was Bet365 that had all odds for all 24 categories, so I used those and I pulled them from there. And obviously there's a lot of speculation when it comes to the Oscars, so these odds aren't perfect at all. And but for the salary cap mode, you got percentage points here. If it's got a 74% chance to win, it costs you $74, and you got $1,000 to spend. And once that money is up, you can't get any more. But you have to fill out something for all 24 categories. So if you do the favorite for all of them, you're going to run out of money real quick. So it becomes a sort of a war of attrition where you got to decide which ones you're going to invest your dollars in, and then which ones you got to cut. And those ones that you're going to cut, you're probably not going to win. You're just going to throw in a 3% here or a 3% there. But the thing is, some people are going to pick things that are favorites that are going to lose, and you want to pick the better ones. And there's also 6 different flex spots. Sometimes things with like live action short, there'll be something where, maybe Death of a Shadow is catching a lot of buzz late. So it was 18% 2 weeks ago, but maybe now it's got a much better chance to win. So maybe you put your money on some of those ones that are, sleeper picks, and some of those do come through. Last year, I think it was Girl with the Dragon Tattoo had a 7% chance to win and came through on best film editing. So surprises do happen. For this one, the tiebreaker is how much money you leave left over. So if you can save some money at the end, that's always helpful. Now this is one of the new modes for this year. It's the Biggest Loser, and this is something I noticed from years past. Is there'd be these ones that are like, well, I'd see it and be like, oh, that has no chance of winning. And so this pool is about picking those ones that you think have no chance of winning, or that you think are vastly overrated and are much more likely to lose than other people are saying, or than the odds are saying, and you sort of pick them, and you get points based on how you get. So if it's a 5% nominee and you pick them to lose, you get 5 points if that loses. Now if it wins, well, then you get a winning pick penalty. You've picked an accidental winner, and your first winner costs you 10 points, your second costs you 20, your third costs you 40, your fourth costs you 80, and then fifth and beyond costs you 100. So it's sort of, there's some room for leniency if you want to gamble on something that's maybe got a 37% chance to win, but you don't think it's going to. Then you can do that, and you're sort of flirting with disaster if you take some of the higher powered favorites, unless you really know they're not going to come through. But it's sort of a balance between giving yourself as many max possible points as possible, but at the same time, every time you get a winner, you're losing points. And this little color-coded chart over here shows you that the more winners you get, the less likely it is for you to win. But it really is a cool new mode, because there's so many years where I'm going through and I'm looking at it, I'm just like, there's no way this wins. It's just, and so this pool rewards you if you're correct in that assumption. Now the upset entry pool is just crazy. I wanted a way of finding something where you would have incentive to bet on those long shots, those that you think have a better chance of coming through than it appears. And so you notice this color-coded chart over here. If something is 100% favorite to win, it's worth 10 points. If it's a 1% favorite to win, it's worth 1,000 points. That's because, 100% of 10 is 10. 1% of 1,000 is 10. No matter what percentage something is favored, you'll get the same sort of even money payout, because 50% of 20 is 10. 20% of 50 is 10. So it doesn't matter what ones you pick necessarily, because it's even money no matter which one of these things you pick. The only thing that makes a difference is that sometimes these odds are not perfect, and this has a 1% chance to win. What it really means is that they want to give you the option to bet on it, and it has almost no chance to win, and so it pays out really well. But yeah. Anyway, once you're done filling in all that shit, which obviously I'm not, you decide which ones you're playing. If you filled something out and didn't click the playing thing, you just jump back, go to yes, say you are playing it, and you fill out your name and email, and this will all say that it's done when it's done. And then there'll be an email here to send the entries to, depending on who's running the pool. Or if you're running in my pool, it'll have my email there. And then all of your picks and your name and stuff get put into this column automatically, and the person running your pool just copies it and pastes it into another spreadsheet, and that spreadsheet has everything else in it.